I'd like to talk a little bit about love today. Valentine's coming up here in the month of February, and everybody talks a lot about love. What is it? There are some simple definitions. One is that love is what? Well, it would be a selfless giving for another person's ultimate good. I think a lot of people think about love that way, but there's some assumptions made in that definition. One, that there's a person that can actually act selflessly for another person, and that they have some idea what ultimate good is. I think that definition kind of assumes that we have some understanding of God, because Jesus was ultimately self-giving, and he was truly good and knew what was best for us. But we struggle with these things. But I think when you ask people, what is love? It's a question a lot of people have opinions about, but they don't really think about it very deeply. That there are persons involved. But where's the person that's ultimately selfless? Well, that's Jesus. And what is ultimate good? Where would we find the standard? If we average between ourselves, we still end up really failing. God is a standard of goodness. There's a great definition of love written by a man that used to persecute Christians. His name was the Apostle Paul. He went from a person with a laser focus on persecuting Christians to becoming a Christian, and now he's sharing the good news of Christ's love, and he's experiencing persecution. You'd never think of a first century Jewish guy like that, but he wrote a great piece of work in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. It's sometimes called the love chapter, and in it he says things like this. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love doesn't envy. It's not braggadocious or proud. It doesn't insist on its own way. Love is not prickly. Love does not rejoice in sin, but rejoices in the truth. Love always has that trusting factor, always hopes, always endures. It never fails. Lots of things fail, but love, faith, and hope persevere because they're rooted in God's character. So I ask people today, what do they think love is? And point them to 1 Corinthians 13. I think they'll like it.